Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the People Show. Check the post of Husker Nation, brought to you by Nebraska Spine Hospital. Today I'm joined by a special guest, former Nebraska quarterback Jammal Lord. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, sir. I'm good. And yourself?
Hey, man, I'm not doing too shabby. We were chatting before the show. You've been able to watch a lot of Nebraska football this year. Obviously, we weren't getting the wins we wanted versus some of those highly ranked teams, but we were right there. You felt like they were taking baby steps forward. They were knocking on the door, maybe. Then the Minnesota game happens. Obviously, not the way we would have preferred that things go down. But give me your overall thoughts. 8 games in on the Huskers football season so far.
Yeah, well, 8 games, I think we're real close. You know what I mean? But how long are we going to talk about being close? You know what I mean? We're trying to kick open the door and walk through. Right now, we're just on the doorstep. We've been on the doorstep for a long time now. You know what I mean? And I know just like every other fan that I meet, just being impatient. But at the same time, I'm just being patient and want to see them guys get better.
Yeah, it's been a while of patience. You know what I mean? So talk to me. After the Minnesota game, okay, what were your thoughts? What were your feelings immediately following that contest?
I think, be honest.
Yeah, be honest.
This might be the first game that actually may have gotten sick. That's all. This is probably the first game that actually may have got me sick. That's it. Because, I mean, after the Michigan game, I think they would come out, blazing. But we didn't come out like that, and we looked lost on offense. Defense is just, they do what they do, but it's just a matter of time before they break. You know what I mean? From being on the field too long. I think the offense has got to make some changes and just get better.
Yeah, the defense, the past couple of games, Minnesota, the final stats aren't where the defense, the black shirts would like them to be. Minnesota did have the ball for 38 minutes, all right, and then the previous game, Michigan had the ball for 35 minutes. So we're talking 10, 15 minutes more that the opposition has had the ball than Nebraska has. So one of the reasons I was interested in chatting with you today is I kind of wonder if you can relate to Adrian Martinez a little bit, because he's obviously done some good things individually, was not his best game versus Minnesota. But by the time he's done, he's going to own some statistical records. He's going to have some individual accolades. Hopefully, if he comes back for next year, that translates into team accolades. But you were a guy who definitely had individual success, had some wins, had some losses, but I didn't know if maybe you could sympathize or felt like Adrian's maybe in a little bit of a similar situation that you were in when you played, and what is it like to be in that position as the quarterback of the University of Nebraska football team?
Well, a little bit, but he's also a 4-year starter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never started I started 2 years, and in those 2 years, I believe it just started clicking for me to maybe that's middle of the second year. He's a 4-year starter. I'm not saying this is all his fault, but of the average fan, they're going to blame him, not knowing what's going on in front of him. When I say in front of him, I mean the O-line, because the O-line is in shambles. But like I said, who am I to talk? On the outside looking in, I really have no idea what's going on, but I'm looking at the O-line getting pushed around. And they blaming the quarterback. There's only so much you can do back there. You know what I mean? And the defense is all over you, but at the end of the day, he has to make better decisions. Him being a 4-year starter, man, I wish I started 4 years, AC. I promise. We'd have been in one of them, you know what I mean? I promise you. And definitely would have had another Big 12 championship.
I saw a stat today. Man, I just saw it as I was glancing through Twitter. I wish I would have wrote it down. But if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure we're dead last in the Big Ten with sacks allowed at 26. And if I remember from what it said, it wasn't even close. Like, we're 14th out of the 14 teams, and 13. I forget who. Like I said, I was just scrolling through, and I think 13th had like 18 sacks allowed. So we are by far dead last in the Big Ten in sacks allowed. All right, so talk to me. Yeah, go ahead.
That's not all his fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not all his fault.
Oh, yeah. No, he's played Houdini a couple times back there in the backfield, but you can't do that against really good defenses all the time.
And, you know that. You know what I mean, AC? You know that. But at the end of the day, they don't blame who they want to blame, and they don't blame the guy who touches the ball every play. And at the end of the day, he should take the blame. I mean, because he's the guy. You know what I mean?
So
If
talk
he
to
doesn't want
me.
to blame, then
Go ahead. Go ahead, Jammal.
No, that's it. That's it.
So talk to me, because obviously your senior season, if people remember, that's when, Solich was coming under a little bit of fire. They ended up letting him go. That's a topic we're not going to dive into. But, being the quarterback, when your coach is getting, he's under fire, that seat's getting hot, okay? Adrian is the quarterback, and Scott Frost's seat is starting to ramp up. Is that something that impacts you at all? Is that something that's on your mind? Is that something that is separate in your mind?
You're human. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, these are the kids you're dealing with. These are, 19, 20, 21. You know what I mean? These are the kids we're dealing with. They read the Husker Illustrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They read the Daily Nebraska and all that. They see what's going on. But at the end of the day, you got to stay focused and do your job. You know what I mean? And get better.
So how is it? Because, everybody's watching what the quarterback, the head coach does, especially if things are going well. Hey, it's awesome. If they're not going well and that seat's getting hotter, like, how do you stay focused as a quarterback when the guy that you're directly tied to, the head coach, his seat's getting hot as well? How does one do that?
Yeah, the people around you. You know what I mean? My senior year, matter of fact, all through college, all through my time at Nebraska, I had good people around me. I mean, I had good friends. I had great friends. They're not my brothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to surround yourself with some positive people, because it's a lot. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of negativity going on around Lincoln, Nebraska right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it be warranted or unwarranted, you just tell kids we're dealing with. You know what I mean? And it's fortunate, but it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. Talk to me about what you see out of the Huskers offense. All right, some people aren't crazy about the 4th and 1, Yant trips, trying to go in at 4th and goal, I should say, from the 1 he trips. They're in the shotgun. Why are we in the shotgun? You're a guy who obviously played out of the power eye, so to speak. But talk to me about what you've seen out of Nebraska's offense in general. What excites you? What do they need to improve on the most? And I know you brought up the O-line, and maybe that's what you see, but what are your thoughts on the offense?
I like our offense. You know what I mean? I like what we're doing. I like our tight ends. I like that big 6'9" kid. You know what I mean? He's a weapon down the middle.
Yeah, Austin
he's definitely
Allen.
a weapon.
Yep.
Yeah, Austin Allen, that kid. He's just silly. But now, all that attention soon is going towards him. And on the outside, there's some big receivers out there. Manning and the other kids. Those kids are big receivers. Get them the ball. And we need a fullback, AC. I'm not sure we get a fullback from, or a kicker. A fullback and a kicker. How about that? That'd be my Christmas gift to Nebraska.
That's your Christmas gift as a fullback and a kicker?
Fullback and a kicker.
Dude,
everything else we can work on.
You'd be more popular than Santa Claus and all the reindeer combined, dude, if you could provide that. Man, that'd be the greatest Christmas gift ever.
I'm working on one. Don't worry about it.
So,
yeah,
obviously,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, AC. I
was just going to say, so obviously they don't have a fullback. Okay, they actually had a fullback when Scott Frost was the coach. It was Les Miles' son, if anybody else remembers that, and then he transferred to A&M. Okay, and that was the only fullback we had on the team. So fullback obviously impacts special teams as well. They filled those holes with other tight ends. But when you're talking about 4th and 1, you're talking about at the 4th and goal at the 1, you're talking about just needing a short yardage play out in the middle of the field, whatever the case may be. They don't have a fullback. So what types of plays have you seen in your experience that have worked best without a fullback?
None.
You said none.
On a short yardage?
Oh,
you talking about what? 3rd and 1, 4th and 1?
Yeah.
No. I mean, put a tight end back there. I'll put somebody back there. Put another guard back there. Who cares? Put somebody back there who's going to lead for that guy. You know what I mean? Look at who you put back there.
So what I've noticed that they like to do, because they have done a lot more of the option this year. They've turned it into triple option more so than just straight up read option. But what I've seen that they like to do is they like to do the read option down short on the goal line. And then what they'll do is they'll either give it to the running back or they'll have Martinez keep it and follow the running back. So it's almost like the running back is an additional / fullback type blocker. They've had success in that play. It's not what they ran on that particular play, but do you like something like that?
Yeah, I love those plays. But now, get another guard in front of him. You know what I mean? Get the halfback, get the guard, get everybody in front of him just making a wedge and push it. I don't see that right now.
I gotcha. Let me see. What are you up to now, man? What are you doing nowadays?
I'm still working. You know what I mean? I provided for the family. You know what I mean? Just I stay out of trouble. That's all. Just living life, enjoying life.
Oh, last time we chatted, I believe you were helping coach or helping train football players. Are you still doing that?
No. Right now, I'm a manager at UPS. So right now, life setting in. You know what I mean? Real life setting in.
They put you in charge of people? Dude, that's scary. I don't know. That's scary, man.
I'm the leader of the leaders.
I love it. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. I appreciate you joining me, man. It's always good to chat with you.
No problem, AC. Go Big Red.
All right, until next time, Husker Nation, go Big Red. And always remember, throw the bones. Thanks again to our sponsor, Nebraska Spine Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, when it's your spine, you do not want to mess around, and experience matters. That's why you can trust the experts at Nebraska Spine Hospital, the region's only spine-specific hospital. They are the best at what they do.